Connected asset value chain. Well, joining us today to speak about that would be Andy Chatha, president of ARC Advisory Group. Andy, welcome.
It's my pleasure to be with you, Russell.
Andy, the connected asset value chain, it sounds intriguing. I'm not altogether sure I know what it is, though, so let's define our terms. What does it mean?
Russell, as we connect more and more devices to the internet, and now all of a sudden, we have to start worrying about the connected device value chain. For example, as we connect more and more products to the internet in a plant, and you have all of these plants connected to the internet, all the assets connected to the internet, and what you really want to do is, for example, if we have a XYZ company, they are using a product, let's say pump from ABC company in their plant. What they really want to do is maybe connect this pump to the internet and then share some of the select information with the supplier of that asset in the cloud. And the pump manufacturer itself, they also have a factory, and where perhaps they are using robots and other pieces of equipment, and the pump manufacturer wants to do the same thing. Now they want to monitor the health of that robot, and they can start doing the same thing, start sharing some of the monitoring information with the supplier of the robot. And in turn, the robot supplier can subscribe or have access to that information so that they can monitor the health of the supplier. So we are talking about all of a sudden now, it's not the supply chain or the value chain of the physical assets, but we also have the supply chain, that information or virtual assets. So there is a lot of information that needs to be shared, and it really creates a complexity and creates a complex value chain.
Clearly in terms of the maintenance of these assets, that kind of data transfer is undoubtedly valuable. No doubt about that. Question, though, is are companies really, are manufacturing plants and other companies really likely to want to connect to the internet given all of the challenges that are inherent there? So let's talk about challenges and let's talk about the benefits of doing so. How would you characterize them?
Well, clearly there are challenges, and cybersecurity is certainly a number one challenge, but there are a lot of benefits that go with it that we talked earlier. But what I want to actually get back into maybe the asset thing, like plant, for example, has thousands of machines or assets, whatever.
Indeed, they do. They've got thousands of assets. I guess the question there is, are they going to want to connect all of those to the internet?
No, we are not saying actually they don't need to connect to all of them, but they may want to connect some of the big ones or the assets that give them problems, the assets that fail regularly, and also where they want to monitor additional measurements about a machine. So they want to connect the assets that give them trouble, or that they want to really learn more about the operations of those machines. They should try to connect those assets.
But in the aggregate, we are talking about thousands, if not millions, of devices that are going to be connected now to the internet, and so that leads me to ask about complexity. What happens there? How much is the complexity to grow exponentially by dint of that? Walk us through that.
Yeah. I think that's what makes the asset value chain very complex. We have a plant may have thousands of products, and they are, monitoring, many of those products, and they are sharing operational data, perhaps with the asset suppliers and so forth. So that means you have a whole network of value chain. for all of these products, which can get very complex. In fact, we can just go one step further and look at right now, when you talk about it, there is a projection that in 2020, we may have 50 billion devices connected to the internet. I mean, just imagine, it's exponential complexity. Personally, I like to kind of say that this is a challenge that we have invented, connecting billions of devices to the internet, and hopefully we can make it work and without destroying too many things. So it is a very, very complex problem, and it's going to take us, decades to get there.
Well, when you say that, that leads me to final question, and that is just how hypothetical is this conversation? Is this something that is going on now and something that you see is inevitable and will in fact take place?
Well, I think right now, I would say already thousands of people are wearing some kind of a monitoring devices on them. And in fact, when I did some research, I discovered that 20 million cars are already connected to the internet. In fact, automotive companies are trying to connect their cars, vehicles, to the internet as fast as they can, despite all the challenges, because they see so many benefits. For example, all of a sudden they will know who their customers are, where their vehicles are. They can start monitoring the health of the cars. And if there's a problem, they can alert the owner. They could have, more satisfied customers. So there are a lot of benefits, and there are, many companies out there, they are actually trying to move as fast as they can.
Well, clearly the benefits are summed up in the title of our talk. There is definitely value in connected assets. Andy, I know you're busy here at the forum this year, but you found time to speak with us. Thank you very, very much for that.
Thank you, Russell.
That's Andy Chatha, ARC Advisory Group, and speaking with us today about the future of connected asset value chain. It's here today and coming tomorrow. Thank you for watching.